Welcome students. Now in this session we are talking about very important aspect pertaining to the leaders. In the previous sessions, as you have seen, we have talked about the conceptual framework of leadership, and also we have seen the relationship between the leaders and managers. We have seen the difference between the leadership and the management. Now our main focus is on the characteristics, that is we call the personal characteristics of the leaders. Students, leaders possess 6 type of personal characteristics which make them different, which make them unique, which make them important in organizations. These things will be discussed later on one by one in at different places. But right now I am telling you about these 6 major characteristics of the leaders, which can be considered number 1, physical characteristics, followed by personality, social characteristics, social background, intelligence and ability, and work-related characteristics. Students, when we talk about the physical characteristics, we find that here is the role of the energy and physical stamina, which always works as a kind of power, the energy, level of energy that the leaders possess. It gives them a kind of power. And of course, another important physical characteristic that should be there in the leaders is the physical stamina. Because a physically weak leader cannot motivate the subordinates. Second important thing, which inspires others and which is supposed to be the part of the personality of a leader, is the self-confidence, honesty and integrity, enthusiasm, and also desire to lead independence. This is about the personality of a leader who is going to be the trendsetter, who is going to be a role model for his subordinates. So his personality, which consists of all basic ingredients, basic aspects, should be such that others automatically get inspired by him, others automatically feel great in his company. Students, sociability, interpersonal skills, cooperativeness, ability to enlist cooperation, tact and diplomacy. These are the characteristics which we call as the social characteristics, and a manager or a leader must be fully charged with all these social characteristics, whereby he will be able to lead his subordinates. If a leader does not possess these qualities, these social characteristics, he will not be able to seek cooperation from his fellow workers. Apart from this, social background, which consists of the education and mobility of a leader, is also an important type of characteristics that a leader must possess. Apart from physical characteristics, personality characteristics, social characteristics, and social background, 2 more categories are there which are very important for the leaders, where we talk about the intelligence and ability, and we talk about the work-related characteristics. The intelligence and ability consists of judgment, decisiveness, knowledge, intelligence, cognitive skills, cognitive abilities. And the work-related characteristics consist of achievement drive to excel, conscientiousness in pursuit of goals, persistence against obstacles, and tenacity. Students, when we talk about the intelligence and ability, in which Judgment, decisiveness and knowledge and intelligence and cognitive ability are the base. If a person is possessing all these things of an average level, he will not be able to motivate his fellow workers. He will be an ordinary executive in organization. We are talking about the leaders. So the power of judgment, power of decisiveness, knowledge, intelligence and cognitive abilities should be totally full, different from others. Students, the leaders have achievement drive. They are not confined to a limited segment. They want to drive to excel, achieve something bigger. And also, if there is any hurdle, any obstacle in pursuit of their goals, they should be ready to come forward to solve the problem. So students, these are the personal characteristics of leaders which I think are very important for us to understand, because if a manager has to become a leader, he should be having some special skills. Like, for example, you can say listening and questioning skill, dealing with conflict skill, dealing with difficult people also. Because our organization is a place where conflict, difficult people are the normal situations. We cannot think that these kind of problems may not arise. These problems may arise anytime. If a leader is not appreciating to other people, he will not get anything in return. We want that in order to ensure that we get best response from our subordinates, it means that we should speak a few words of appreciation for them so that we can win their hearts. Students, winning heart is a very important thing. How can we win the hearts of others? Unless we appreciate them, tell them that you are doing a good job. This kind of connotation should be there in business. And these are there. These are the characteristics of successful managers as leaders. The successful managers as a leader form the trust through consistency. They establish the trust through consistency means that they want to show the consistency to fellow workers so that they are guided by that. And also, they should be sensitivity to other cultures. Different kind of people work in organizations. People come from different castes, creeds, religions, regions, ethnicities also. So, one of the important characteristics of successful leaders is that they are having sensitivity to other cultures. They understand other cultures. Then only they can take support from them. Students, a very important characteristics which I will forget to tell you is the communicating positive and negative feedback. Communicating positive feedback is not a problem. It can be done very easily and people feel happy about it. But you know where is the problem? Problem lies in negative feedback. What should be the time? At what time the negative feedback should be given to the employees? It is best known by the successful managers who work as a leader in an organization. And also, in organizations, you will see that there are people who are not always willing to accept criticism. Some people, if you will become manager in a company, you will find that some people will be averse to everyone. This is the human nature. So, successful managers have the capacity to handle criticism. They are ready to face the challenges. Students, now, after discussing the important aspects relating to the characteristics of the successful managers as leaders, now we are going to look at a very important part, which is about the key functions. Key functions of a manager as a leader. And I don't doubt now that you do not know the relationship between the manager and leader. The leaders we are talking about are not the political leaders, they are not the religious leaders, they are the business leaders, they are the owners, entrepreneurs. So their vision is different. See, politics is different, organizations are different. Rules may be same, but the practical application is totally different. Students, managers perform a number of functions as a leader in the organization, which may be in the form of planning, for example. By planning, it means that we are seeking all available information. We are thinking about defining group tasks. We are talking about the purpose or goal of organization. And we are making a workable plan. And we are also thorough on the documentation. These are the elements of planning which are done by the managers as a leader. Because he is trying to go deeper. He is going deeper to see the objective goal or purpose for which the organization has come into existence. Once he is aware of the purpose or goal of organization, he can make a workable plan. This is the first function, first key function of a manager as a leader. In case of normal situations, these things do not happen. It is only when we are talking about the glimpses of leadership in the managers. The second thing is about initiating. It is about briefing groups on the aims and the plans of the organization, explaining why aim or plan is necessary, and also allocating tasks to group members, setting group standards. Just this is the takeoff point. We start moving from this place. Once we move on, once we initiate the process, this is the second basic function of a manager as a leader. Third one, which comes automatically, is controlling. Controlling is about maintaining group standards and maintaining discipline in the organization. It is ensuring all actions are taken towards the objectives. Control, as already you have seen, in a week, it is a kind of activity by means of which we manage the total organization in such a way that we are successful. So, students, it is to be ensured in every organization that all actions are taken towards the objectives. The goals of individuals are being merged with the goals of organization. It is something that is to be seen by all managers when they are looking at the key functions. Students, supporting, informing and evaluating are three other functions in which the manager has a big role. For example, encouraging the individuals, creating teamwork spirit, expressing acceptance of person and their contribution, and creating a team. What he does? He is performing supporting function. He also performs informing function. It is about giving new information to the group, and also by this way he can keep them in the picture. He receives information from the group reconcile disagreements or getting others to explore. And the last important key function of a manager as a leader, students, is the evaluating, which is about checking the feasibility of an idea. It is about evaluating the group performance. It is about helping the groups to evaluate its own performance against the standards. In other words, you can say that here lies the important role of manager as a leader. Students, the next thing in this session which we are going to take up is something very common for everyone. It is about the formal and informal leadership. Leadership is one for everyone. For layman, leadership is one. For us, leadership is not one. It is divided into two parts: formal leadership and informal leadership. The formal leadership, students, occurs when a manager leads by exercising formal authority. The exercise of formal authority is done through assigning duty drives from the manager's official position within the organization's hierarchy of authority. Try to understand word by word. And any employee who is assigned a managerial position has the opportunity and responsibility to exercise formal leadership. Students, this is the formal leadership, where we find that the exercise of formal authority is done through assigning duties from the manager's official position within the organization's hierarchy of authority. Second part here, student, is the informal leadership. The informal leadership arises when a person without formal authority is influential in directing the behavior of others. See, on the one hand, there was someone who had a formal authority. In case of formal authority, you have seen that it occurs only when manager leads by exercising formal authority. Authority is given to him by the management. Here, no authority is granted to the leaders. It is called as informal leadership. I want to add more light to the formal and informal leadership in the light of few points, students. The formal leadership occurs when a manager leads by exercising formal authority. Just now I had told you. No confusion about it. The exercise of formal authority through assigning duties derived from the managers and official position within the organization's hierarchy of authority, already we have seen, is the formal leadership. Here, it is about the employees who are assigned a managerial position and they had the opportunity and responsibility to exercise formal relationship. On the other hand, informal authority, students, arises when a person without formal authority is influential in directing the behavior of others. You will find some people around you also. If you start making a survey from today, you will find that some people pretend to be this more important than others. And students, here, although not formally appointed or elected, this leader becomes a leader through his actions or personal attractions. He is able to influence the others. So it is a kind of informal authority where no special position has been given to him, but he is managing the affairs of the organization. Students, now we are going to look at a very important aspect of leadership, which we already discussed in one way or other, but we are now becoming specific from your point of view. For a layman's point of view, from the layman's point of view, you have seen that how the leadership is playing an important role. You can say that leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality.